Hi everyone and welcome back to Interview Chronicles Season 3. We are finally back with another video and today we have Anaya here with us who has been recently placed at Walmart as a part of her campus placements at VIT. She is here to share her interview experience with us, but before we talk to her, let's look at the eligibility criteria. So, all the students belonging to CSE, IT, and circuit branches were eligible provided they had a 75% in their 10th and 12th and a 7 CGPA in their pursuing degree with no standing arrears. Now, let's go ahead and talk to Anaya and understand her experience interviewing for this company. Hi, Anaya. Firstly, welcome to my channel and congratulations on your placement.
Hi Jishnu, thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so would you like to introduce yourself first?
Sure. So, hello everyone. I am Anaya Joshi. I am currently doing my final semester in computer science and engineering from VIT's Vellore campus. I'm super excited to be here on your channel and share my experience, share my placement experience, which will hopefully be helpful and insightful for the next batch sitting for placements.
That's great. Thank you so much. Okay, you can now tell us about the hiring process, like how many rounds were there and what they comprised of.
All right, so including the online test, there were total 3 rounds. First of all, we obviously had to register on the Neopard portal,
Mm-hmm.
which I did, and then a day or two later, they sent out a shortlist for the online test. So they
Okay.
shortlisted around 150 people for the
Mm-hmm.
online test. And then in the online test, the questions were pretty basic. First, they asked aptitude questions, and
Hmm.
then there were some questions on the basic concepts like BSA, OOPS,
Okay.
OSD, PMS, and so on.
Okay.
And then there were a couple of questions about SQL queries. So it's very important, I feel, to have a good hold
Hmm.
on SQL.
Right.
And then in the end, there were two coding questions,
Hmm.
and those two coding questions were like super easy.
Okay. Okay.
Very basic.
Hmm.
Yeah. So after that, a day or two later, they sent out a shortlist
Hmm.
for the interviews.
Okay.
And then my first tech round happened. So in my first tech round, he just asked me to introduce myself and walk him through my resume,
Hmm.
which I did. And then once I did that, he asked me a few questions about the project that I had mentioned in my resume.
Hmm.
So after that, he asked me around three questions, which were DSA questions, obviously,
Hmm.
and they were like easy to medium level questions on lead code.
Okay. Okay.
So he just asked me to basically open my notepad and give him a pseudocode.
Hmm.
So I did that, and then after that, he asked me to write two SQL queries. So again, SQL queries came in
Hmm.
everything in
Okay.
Walmart's
Okay.
interview hiring process.
Okay.
So I feel it's very important.
Hmm. Hmm.
So then I wrote those SQL queries, and that concluded my tech one.
Okay.
So it lasted for about 30 to 35
Hmm.
minutes. Yeah. And then they sent out another shortlist after an hour or two for tech two.
Hmm.
So basically, tech two, he started with his introduction and he told me to introduce myself,
Hmm.
walk him through my resume, the basic
Hmm.
things.
Hmm.
And then he pasted this huge matrix question in the chat box.
Hmm.
And honestly, it was very daunting at first
Hmm.
because, first of all, it was a matrix question, and then second, it was a dynamic programming question.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it was a bit daunting, but then just told myself to calm down and read the question first
Right.
and try to understand it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I did that, and then he asked me to open my any ID of my choice
Hmm.
and code it.
Okay.
So I did that, and first I gave him a brute force approach. So this question was a dynamic programming question, and it was, I think, a medium level question on lead code.
Hmm. Hmm.
So gave him a brute force approach first. He was satisfied with the answer, and then he asked me to optimize it.
Okay.
So took my time, optimized it in front of him, wrote the code for it. The output came properly,
Hmm.
and he was pretty satisfied with my solution.
Okay.
So then we moved on, and then he asked me about exception handling.
Okay.
So he asked me what I know about it. He asked me a few questions related to it, and then he told me to like write a basic pseudocode explaining to him
Okay.
uh, exception handling. Yeah.
Hmm.
Then he went on to asking me OOPS questions, and he asked me to code object-oriented programming in my ID.
Okay.
So I did that as well. And then he asked me a few basic questions about DBMS.
Hmm.
And in the end, he asked me a few questions about the project that I had mentioned in my resume,
Right.
and that concluded my tech 2.
Hmm.
It lasted for about 1 to 1 hour 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, I was waiting for my HR round.
Hmm.
I was there for like 1.5 hour, but
Hmm.
that never really happened. They
Okay.
just directly sent out the congratulations
Oh,
list.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So that was the whole process.
Okay, that's great. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for sharing your experience. So, do you have any suggestions that you'd like to share for your juniors or anything that you learned from your experience?
Definitely, I have some good pointers that I would definitely like to share,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully, they'll be helpful for the next batches. First of all, CGPA matters, but it's not the only thing that matters. So do not worry if you don't have a 9 pointer,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, in my opinion, your skills matter more than CGPA.
Hmm.
So just make sure that your basic concepts are very strong. Basic concepts like TSA,
Hmm.
OS,
Hmm.
TBMS, OOPS,
Hmm.
computer networks,
Hmm.
your SQL queries. Keep all of this very strong.
Right.
Then I would say do lead code every day.
Hmm.
It's very important. It gives you like it's very important to do lead code every
Right.
day.
Right.
Do at least 3-4 questions
Hmm.
and you will be good to go.
Hmm.
Then have a good command on at least one programming language. Like one is more than enough. Choose any language of your choice,
Hmm.
any language that you like, and just stick to it,
Hmm.
code in it, and that would be very helpful.
Hmm.
Then make the most of all the opportunities that are being provided to you. Like if there is a big company coming in,
Hmm.
don't feel like I don't deserve this,
Hmm.
or I will never be able to get in this company. Trust in yourself. You never know what could happen. I was almost not going to register for Walmart,
Hmm.
thinking that, oh my god, it's such a big company, like
Hmm.
I probably won't get in.
Hmm.
But I did anyway, and the rest is history.
Right.
So that's there. And then I would say keep two good projects ready on your resume,
Hmm.
and know everything that you're writing in your resume inside and out,
Hmm.
because they always ask questions based on your
Right.
resume, and if you don't know them, it leaves a very bad impression on
Hmm.
the interview.
Hmm.
Then keep the interview conversational. It shouldn't be like they're asking you questions and you're
Hmm.
just answering them like a robot.
Hmm.
It wouldn't leave a good impression again.
Right.
So always keep it conversational. If they have given you a question, don't just think about it for 5 minutes in silence.
Hmm.
Walk your interviewer through your chain of thoughts. Tell them what you're thinking, tell them about your approach. And I'm sure they'll be happy to give you some insights and lead you to a solution.
Hmm. Right.
And yeah, lastly, just keep brushing up your skills. And again, do not lose hope, because it can be very like daunting
Hmm.
and a bit depressing when your peers are getting placed but you're not.
Right.
But it's completely okay if you don't get placed in the first month or
Hmm.
two,
Hmm. Hmm.
because good companies keep coming in.
Right.
All you have to do is just trust in yourself
Hmm.
and keep developing your skills. Because I myself got placed in November,
Hmm.
and obviously I had my low moments, but then I did get placed in the
Right.
end. Everyone does.
Right. Correct.
So yeah, just do not lose hope.
Hmm.
That's my advice.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and for the suggestions. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
Thank you all for watching. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more interview experiences.